Alvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adahi Itanu program. Cars Plus reminds you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads Up Guam, IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And steaks, ribs, seafood, and our famous fresh garden bar. Ruby Tuesday. Good times you can taste.
Straight ahead on KUAM News Primetime, a press conference held this morning announcing that the Supreme Court has vacated the conviction of former police officer Mark Torrey Jr. Nestor Lecanto has full details and analysis. Plus, our Adriana Quintero has the latest on the island's 13th traffic-related fatality of the year. And also, the Calagwak Memorial was unveiled during a ceremony this morning. Tomas Manglotny reports more from Barragata.
Good evening, Guam. My name is Chris Barnett. In our top story, the Guam Supreme Court has vacated the conviction of former police officer Mark Torrey Jr. for the shooting death of fellow cop Bert Piolo 4 years ago. The High Court has remanded the case for further proceedings, and it's now up to the Attorney General to decide whether to re-prosecute. Our Nestor Lecanto reports.
Flanked by his attorneys and family members, Mark Torrey Jr. said he was thankful for the High Court's decision, but it was still a solemn celebration.
I still lost my friend. And unfortunately, I think that's the narrative that got lost along the way.
And to the Piolo family?
To please not forget that Bert was my friend, although we may not have spent many times together, the brotherhood that comes with police work, but on top of that, the specialized friendship in being a member of the SWAT community, because it's so small. Please remember that we're friends, and I hope one day we can embrace each other.
The shooting took place outside Torrey's residence, where he and Piolo had stopped and parked after a night of drinking. Police were called to the scene and found Piolo dead from a gunshot wound. But the Supreme Court ruled that when responding officers questioned Torrey about the shooting, he was technically under custody, which means he should have been read his Miranda rights against self-incrimination. So a key body cam video interrogation should not have been admissible and was not harmless error.
This serves as a message to the Guam Police Department and the Attorney General's office. They should not be prosecuting cases and using evidence where people's constitutional rights have been violated.
The Attorney General's office said it was disappointed by the High Court's ruling and still needs to discuss its options and also meet with the Piolo family. If the AG does re-prosecute, it will be on the lesser charges of negligent homicide and assault that Torrey had been convicted of. A jury acquitted him of the more serious murder charges.
They should give serious reconsideration to whether or not they can achieve a conviction without the evidence. They will not be able to interview and interrogate him. They will not be able to use the video. And so their evidence is quite different. Any retrial would be very different from the first case. And we are prepared to fight that battle once again. He is not guilty of these charges.
And to the court of public opinion, the response is?
We sympathize with the victim's family that they lost their father and their brother. However, the investigation of this case shows, and this decision today shows that from the get-go, the police got this case wrong. The AG's case is wrong.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
And opinions on social media coming quick and harsh, both in favor of and against the High Court's opinion. Jason standing by in tonight's Your Take.
Okay, everybody, so now it is well understood what the legal system had to say about the conviction from 4 years ago of former police officer Mark Torrey Jr. being vacated by the Supreme Court of Guam. Let's go see what you had to say in the Court of Public Opinion. It was very emotional when we live streamed the press conference today. Mary Lou on Twitter says, "This is not happening again. Where is the justice in this? This is not fair," and then uses many emoji to express apparently her dismay at the news that the conviction was vacated. Over on Facebook, Valerie Palomo San Nicolas writes, not much evidence to sentence him to guilty. I pray that this is a new start for the Tory family. Let's say another comment. Some people were talking about some of the mechanics and some of the technicalities behind the conviction and the vacating of it. Edmund Cruz says vacated is another word for acquittal. Generated a conversation with people commenting on that. Cruz Williams says no means he was never tried. So people obviously getting into that. Fida Roberto had an interesting comment, one of our top fans on Facebook, saying the justice system is not corrupt simply because you don't like the results. I don't know either party, but if this was me or your children, I would want the same laws created in the U.S. Constitution to apply to us. That's a very interesting comment. If you want to be one of our top fans, make sure you comment on as many of our conversation threads as possible. Yours will bubble to the top. You can be a top fan too. Okay, speaking of which, Bert Salas Tapazna says, what will happen to the officers who dropped the ball? That's an interesting comment there. Another commenter is calling for another trial with June Cruz Meno Tanner saying, retry him, speaking about Tory. This is so wrong, she says. And then one of the comments that got the most likes, most reaction emoji, was Mika Bertie Piolo, evidently the widow of former officer Bert Piolo. His dying words, he shot me, she comments, and adding again, he shot me, he shot me. That was a direct quote, if you remember, from the trial. So once again, a lot of the comments, very, very emotional, very tense. So we'll have more on this story as we continue to cover this story. Back to you guys in the studio.
An auto pedestrian accident Monday evening in Tamuning marks the island's 13th traffic-related fatality. KUAM's Adriana Cotero was at the scene of the incident and files this report.
The case remains open. The Guam Police Department's Highway Patrol is investigating if speed, alcohol, or drugs are potential factors.
It was yesterday evening when the male pedestrian was heading northbound on Marine Corps Drive, Route 1 in Tamuning. And it was here where he was struck by the vehicle. As you can see, crime investigators were on the scene. Glass is scattered, parts of the vehicle still here, and blood.
According to GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapau, the victim was transported to the Guam Memorial Hospital. At 8:02 p.m., he was pronounced dead by attending physicians.
The victim, we've still yet to identify the victim. We're asking any family members if they can assist us by providing a proof of identification of the victim and help us positively identify the victim so we can move forward with the investigation.
Sergeant Tapau says the crash investigators still need to analyze the vehicle. That was a black BMW impounded by the police department. He informs that in 2018, GPD reported about 21 fatal crashes, with nearly half contributed to auto pedestrian accidents.
This is unfortunate because the Guam Police Department continues to ask the community to remain vigilant while motoring on the roadways or while utilizing the roadways of Guam.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
In other news, a man was stabbed outside the Ocean Plaza Center in Tumon. The Guam Police Department responding to the incident at midnight Tuesday, and upon arrival, the officers saw the victim who had sustained lacerations to his torso. He was immediately transported to the Guam Regional Medical City. He's in stable condition. Now, GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapau says the case has been forwarded to the Criminal Investigations Division as the suspect has not yet been found.
At the time of the incidents, they did their due diligence in canvassing the area in hopes of locating the possible suspect. We do have a description of the individual who is only described as male Micronesian in his late 20s or early 30s. He stands about 5'10" to 6 foot in height. Weighs about 200 pounds, and he was last seen wearing a dark cutout sleeve shirt. He has a ponytail and dark colored shorts and slippers.
GPD is asking the community for their help. If anyone has witnessed this incident or has any information on the crime, you can call their dispatch at 472-8911. Well, the Supreme Court today heard what could be the final arguments in the long-standing legal battle over the $154 million airport retail concession contract. Now, KUS sued the airport in 2013 after it signed a deal with rival Lotte Duty Free, and the Superior Court ruled last year to void the contract. In its brief before the High Court, the airport said it's seeking to restore the procurement process as intended to ensure fair outcomes and not to provide a weapon available to a disappointed contract bidder like DFS. Meanwhile, DFS countered that the contract was rigged from the outset and that GIAA and Lotte engaged in a deliberate, coordinated, and unlawful effort to install Lotte as the concessionaire. The airport has pointed out that there was never a finding that it acted improperly and that the trial court threw out the best contract in its history. Lotte has been allowed to remain as the concessionaire until the Supreme Court rules. Well, stick around for more news here on Primetime. We'll be back.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Yo, Jay, you sure you want to be washing your car right now, man?
Not now, Kev. I'm watching Betsy, and she has to be spotless, bro.
Clouds are coming in fast.
It looks fine to me.
Look again.
It looks fine, Kevin. It looks fine.
You know what makes more sense than Guam's weather? Using your Bank of Guam credit card at any Shell station to save 6% on gas purchases. Call, click, or visit for more details. Make more sense. Bank of Guam, the People's Bank. Member FDIC.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O display is the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're gonna be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're gonna be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
And it's another milestone on Guam's 75th liberation. The Kalagwak Memorial unveiled. Dozens of community members came together to remember the suffering and survival of Chamorros forced into labor. Our very own Tomas Maglotnia files this report.
Frank Castro will never forget the faces of his dying friends. He bore witness to attacks by Japanese forces.
I shall keep in mind that the Memorial Park is more particularly dedicated to my friend Juan and others who have died upon the Salt Lake airfield site some 76 or 77 years ago.
Celebrating his 89th birthday soon, the experience of forced labor to build the Japanese airfield more than 7 decades ago are ingrained in his memory. He and his family were able to seek refuge in the jungle after their escape.
There were a number of times when we came so close, so very close to being captured, and we knew that if we knew what the end would be.
Frank's story and the lives he remembers are memorialized at today's unveiling of the Kalagwak Memorial in Barragata. A Laddystone fountain and plaque mark the site where thousands suffered Mayor June Bloss says that the unveiling fulfills a promise close to home.
Never in my wildest dream did it occur to me that our God in heaven would place me in a position to fulfill my Father's wishes. And as I found out later, and even today, the wishes of thousands of tomorrows.
The community placed stones on the fountain's base. Written on them are the names of survivors and the fallen, never forgotten in the stream of the island's history. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglotn.
And for more on that ceremony, head over to KUAM News on Facebook and watch Group Chat with Chris Barnett, who went live from the memorial site. Well, CBD products still being seized as GovGuam appears to be playing the blame game in a finger-pointing match. Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio telling Attorney General Levin Camacho to put his opinions on CBD in writing on paper after Public Health Head Linda DeNorsi said the AG had advised her importing CBD products to Guam was illegal.
Get these products back into the hands of the consumers, and this letter, I'm hopeful, will give us a path that we'll be able to figure out whether or not we have to amend regulations. Do we have to amend laws? What exactly is the situation?
In a release, the AG's office countered by referring to a study published in the Journal of American Medical Association, which found that almost 70% of CBD products purchased online as part of the study were not accurately labeled. Meanwhile, Senator Clint Ridgell has jumped into the CBD fray, calling for an informational hearing on July 16th. The senator says he's invited Customs, Public Health, the AG's office, and the U.S. Postal Service.
This entire thing and figure out exactly what should be allowed in and what shouldn't be allowed in.
Meanwhile, Customs Director Ike Pareto says he seized CBD products because they tested positive for THC. But he admits the agency doesn't have tests that measure THC amounts, so even minute trace levels would lead to a positive result. Well, a series of bills to revamp the Guam Academy Charter School were the main items on today's legislative agenda. One measure empowers the school council to hold the institution accountable for meeting accreditation standards. Co-sponsor Senator Amanda Shelton explains the intent.
Bill 107-35 LS highlights the responsibility of the Guam Academy Charter School Council to place an academy charter school on probation or revoke a charter school's charter if said charter school fails to meet a minimum of candidacy status towards its accreditation.
The other measure would completely separate the charter school from the education department. It establishes a new budgetary and organizational process and appropriates an annual budget independent of GDOE. Senators recessed until 10:30 tomorrow morning. Well, the truth about our trash is that we'll run out of spaces to dump it. Our Julius Santos looks into the government of Guam's plans for waste management sustainability in this report.
To get an idea of how much trash we collectively pile up each year, consider this. According to the United Nations' latest estimates, Guam's current population is 167,246. U.S. EPA research states that the average person produces 4.5 pounds of waste per day, or 1,642 pounds per year. Multiply our population by the annual waste output per capita, and you end up with 137,350 tons of garbage. Based on the Guam Environmental Protection Agency's projections for the anticipated growth expected with the military buildup, our solid waste output will increase significantly. To mitigate challenges and improve waste management sustainability, Guam EPA contracted one of the top-ranked global environmental firms, Jacobs Engineering Group. Guam EPA's Nick Lee had this to say.
We have a limited land resources on Guam, and the idea is to look at how we as an island community can be more sustainable. But the other thing that we're working with our contractor is to strengthen and update our environmental regulations, particularly on the solid waste side of the house. And again, this is related to impacts from future development.
Lee says that although there's a lot of focus on the buildup, the contract with Jacobs is all-encompassing. The firm is helping also with the planning, development, and implementation of Guam's Zero Waste Plan, the Recycling Revolving Fund rules and regulations, the Beverage Container Recycling Act, and other areas, including organics and green business programs.
Working with the contractor to examine a regional composting facility on the island. We want to examine a better option for the biosolids, for example. Would we be able to use the biosolids from the wastewater treatment plants in composting, as opposed to having it processed in the landfill.
GEPA is also looking at greening our infrastructure, like using recyclable materials when building roadways and in construction projects. Both the agency and the consulting firm are working together to collect the data required for planning. Lee says once the plan is approved, there'll be heavy community involvement.
The idea is that the approach has to be systemic. We just can't afford to treat symptoms as they come. So a lot of the product that we're going to see from the contractor with their education and outreach is not just what to do, but how to do it and how to ensure sustainability in the island.
He says the term completion date is March 2020, but that there's a provision in the contract for 3 one-year extensions pending funding availability. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Julius Santos.
Thank you, Julius. And up next, Dave Delgado has the day in sports. Keep it right here.
Agent Alpha. What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it. Agent Alpha.
In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired. Agent Alpha.
Yes!
The summer of Jeep, Compass, Cherokee, Wrangler, Cars Plus in Mighty. Your new adventure starts now. Buy the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the year and get a new Jeep Wrangler Sport for $268 per paycheck. Or get a new Jeep Compass Sport, only $167 per paycheck. Let them hear you coming in the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Buy for $205 per paycheck. And get financing as low as 1.99% on all Jeep models. Come see why you'll be kicking it at Cars Plus in Mighty. Driven by you.
Now there's a technology that's lighting the way to a new mortgage for people all across Guam. Introducing Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii, Hawaii's leading lender. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii lets you apply for a home loan anytime from any device, making the mortgage and refi process faster and easier. Or work hand in hand with one of our residential loan experts. So put the power of choice and control in your hands. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
Nacho Fries Chasing Gold strikes all the right chords. Powerful, gripping, delicious, says The Hollywood Reporter. Critics can't get enough of Nacho Fries. And if you can't either, get Nacho Fries at Taco Bell today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I'll get to an update from the Pacific Games in Apia, Samoa. But first off, some footage from this year's Tautamona 2K and 5K run. Check it out. The Guam National Guard celebrated their 38th anniversary with their annual Tautamona 2K 5K run walk stroll held at GPO in Tamuning. This year's theme, serving our family, our island, and our nation, to remind everyone that we have soldiers and airmen deployed around the world to ensure the safety and well-being of all on Guam and the importance of our families and the success of our Guard mission. The first 1,500 registered finishers walked away with cool dry fit shirts. Awards were given out to the top 3 male and female finishers in 8 5K categories, along with the top 3 male and female finishers in the Youth 2K category. Proceeds from the event will go towards the Guard's family readiness groups. Volunteers from the Guam National Guard family readiness groups were out on the course providing drinks at the water stops along the route. There was refreshments and raffle prizes after the run. 9 teams are taken to the diamond at the PD softball field for the second APL Women's Fast Pitch Softball League. Queen Bees taking on the Islanders. Siani Beneventi with a shot back to the pitcher. Beneventi safe at first for the RBI single. Queen Bees bringing runners across the plate from a few walks and pitches that got by the Islanders catcher. Tam Mendiola with a shot to first brings home another run as Queen Bees add to their lead. Brittany Tenorio with the base hit down the line at third. She gets on with the 2-run stand-up double. Queen Bees went on to win 22-8. In other games, Southern beat Wildfire 11-1. Warriors 18-11 winners over Nenny Bees. Aztec got the win over Wildfire 17-9. Southern and Aztec are tied for first place, both with 3-0 records. Juice in second at 2-0. Queen Bees in third place at 2-1. Action resumes Thursday night at the PD Field when the Islanders take on Southern at 7 p.m. Now for an update from the Pacific Games in Apia, Samoa. Team Guam hit the waters at the Sheraton Beach Resort in the 2.5K open water swim. Maneri Gomez finished 5th in the women's division, while teammate Mark Imazu finished 7th in the men's division. Picture was provided by my cousin and fellow swimmer Ben Schulte. Our men's beach volleyball team fell to Tonga in 2 straight sets. The weather played a factor in the first day of competition for all of the athletes. Brian Suji and Zachary Zacharias lost the match 21-16, 21-6. Picture courtesy of the GNOC website. Team Guam Olympic weightlifting athlete Deolani Kalma won a bronze medal for the clean and jerk. Kalma got to the podium in the 42-kilogram weight division, winning Guam's first medal at the games, thanks to Joey Miranda for the pick. Our women's basketball team picked up a blowout win over Papua New Guinea, 84-48. Team Guam was led by Mia St. Nicholas with 14 points. Kat Castro added 13. Destiny Castro put up 12. Shout out to Danny Payumo for the pictures.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Pull, dip, pop, like it's your J-O-B. Cheesy Bites Pizza from Pizza Hut is back, people. Time to go to work on them before they're gone. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The Holiday Pledge is definitely like an extension of the Holiday spirit, which is all about family. And it doesn't matter where you're from or who you are. I wear this uniform. I'm definitely proud of my job and what we do. I not only live it in the uniform, but outside of the uniform as well. It's definitely a way of life. I live the Holiday Pledge every day of my life.
Check out Triple J's spectacular deals going on now during the Hot Summer Savings event. 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Get into a Mazda CX-5 at its lowest price of $19,995 or $152 per paycheck. The big boy truck, the Ford F-150, starting at $282 per paycheck, or the Honda Civic starting at only $176 per paycheck. Triple J says yes. Purchase your next vehicle online at triplejguam.com today. Triple J, customers first.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
We have one birthday shout-out to get to, so happy birthday to Vanessa Ann Boleto Guerrero. Happy birthday to our favorite Vanessa. We love and appreciate you. Say all of your friends and your family. Happy birthday, Vanessa, from all of us at KUAM and Cold Stone Creamery.
Hey, remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. But please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. Well, that's going to do it for us here on the news desk. But stay tuned. Jason is next with News Extra.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world. Health, home, and lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Have a day, everybody. I am Jason Salas, and thank you so much for watching or streaming Health, Home, and Lifestyle right here on KUAM. Nurse Jen Artero is up first, and we want to let you guys know she also has a podcast. It's on the KUAM Podcast Network, so check us out on SoundCloud, on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify, because Nurse Jen is absolutely crushing it. It's a hilarious podcast, also very, very informative, so follow and subscribe to that. But now, Jen is going to join us with a video segment letting you know what the healthiest thing that you can put in your body as far as drinking is.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Hafa-day, I'm Nurse Jen. Thanks for joining me for your Health Check. Let's start off tonight with a pop quiz. Which drink sharpens your brain cells, fights fatigue, and makes exercise feel easier? Well, if you guessed water, you just won $1 million. According to the Journal of Nutrition, as little as a 2% decrease in your body's normal water volume can lead to dehydration with symptoms such as a headache, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating. Dr. Kate Geegan, a registered dietitian, says when it comes to beverages like, let's say, energy drinks, sports drinks, coffee, smoothies, and sodas, water still reigns supreme. Dr. Keegan reports that water is the secret weapon to having more energy and losing weight. But don't succumb to only drinking those boring water. Add some flavor to it. Spice it out with some lemon, mint, ginger, whatever. And you can also try carbonated sparkling water. The bubbles offer a different experience. So how exactly does drinking water help you lose weight? I'm sure you've heard the talk that you can trick your growling stomach with water intake. Research has scientifically proven this to actually be true. Here's how it works. According to the Journal of Physiology and Behavioral Research, the symptoms of both thirst and hunger are often similar, but our drive to eat is typically much stronger than our drive to drink. So the brain interprets these signs as, I need to eat, and we immediately start saying, I'm hangry. If you drink a glass of water instead, this simple act will subside your hunger at that moment. But it's important to know how to calculate your own individualized water intake. This is a no-brainer, easy math calculation. First, get your weight in pounds, divide that by 2.2. Next, multiply that number by 40 if you're under 29 years old, 30 if you're over 55, and everyone else will divide their sum by 35. Now that total, divide it by 28.3, and voila, the final number is how many ounces of water you should drink on a daily basis. My number came out to 8 ounces every day, and I'm gonna be true. Sometimes it's 10 p.m. and I'm only on my 6th glass of water with 2 more to go, but I really do try my darndest. On the flip side, is it possible to drink too much water? The simple answer is yes. Drinking too much water may induce something called hyponatremia. This is low blood levels of sodium, which can have neurological implications such as confusion, seizures, and muscle cramps. Till next week, I'm Jennifer Artero, registered nurse, reminding you, don't wreck yourself, health check yourself.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
All right, thanks so much, Jen. Once again, make sure to check out Spotify and search KUAM Podcast Network and follow Nurse Jen. Nurse Jen Explains. It's a hilarious and informative podcast. You're really going to like it. And you're really going to like what's coming up, so please stay tuned.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Ah, the Netherlands, home of the Stroop Waffle McFlurry from McDonald's. A mix of delicious vanilla soft serve and caramel waffle cookie pieces. But to get one, you'd have to sneak out of the office, dig out your luggage, wait for boarding group 12, figure out what that means, take a train, take a boat, take a bike, and finally order one. Or get to your neighborhood McDonald's now, because for a limited time, worldwide favorites are here. Around the world is now around the corner.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
Okay, everybody, Hafaday, and welcome back to the show. Hafaday to everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook. And you know, we say all the time we have to support local artists, but writers are artists too. And I have an amazing writer, a literary master, I would say, Dolores Santos from Malesu. Hafaday.
Yeah, Hafaday, thank you for having me.
Thanks for making the long drive up to here. And we are talking about your book, which I may add, you said you just got in your hands for the very first time yesterday.
Yes, just yesterday. So this is
it's tangible.
Really cool. It is.
I
can touch it and feel the pages. It's awesome.
How does that feel? How does it feel to actually spend so much of your time, pour your heart and your soul and your ideas and your passion into this project, and now it's really physically in your hands?
I still don't believe it. Even though I'm holding it, it's still such a surreal feeling. It's been about 2 years in the works for this book, and so it's a great feeling to be able to hold it and to see a book with my name on it. So it's pretty awesome.
Okay, so that's the first half. The second half is you're waiting until it gets approved on Amazon.
Yes, on Friday.
On this Friday?
This Friday it should be released out on Amazon.
I got to tell you, the best feeling in the world is when you look yourself up on Amazon. It's not vain at all, so you're not committing a sin. You know, it's not vanity. When you find yourself on Amazon, such a good feeling.
Okay, I'll let you know how that feels on Friday.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, until then, I want to hear all about this book. So 13 months in Malesu. Obviously, you have a deep connection to the story of the book.
Yeah.
What is the story? What's it like?
So this story is about myself and 4 of my other girls, girl cousins, and how we grew up down in Malesu. So what it started off as is as a project at UOG. I was supposed to write a children's story, incorporate some element from the Chamorro culture, and kind of teach it with the Gregorian calendar, like January, February, March. And so I got together with my cousins and we were like, okay, let's put together some of the things we did down in Nan and Papa's house. And so we came up with this storyline. And then at the end of that project, we were to turn it into UOG Press and cross your fingers and hope they pick it up. And a couple months later, I got it picked up. So it's been really cool. So it basically goes into different events we do at Nan and Papa's house, going in the river, picking mango, husking coconuts, making vanillas, all of that stuff that you grew up doing down south.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know I want to actually send a little bit of love to our friend Jessica Perez Jackson. Jess, shout out to you, hello, because she was actually your illustrator. I know she's a fantastic and a gifted artist, but she actually did the drawings for you.
She did all of the illustrations for this, and all with paint, acrylic paint. So you can see here.
Can we see a little bit of the inside?
Yeah.
We'll get hold that up if you can, and we'll get a shot of that.
Okay, let's see what. So this is the cover page.
That's beautiful.
So it has all the phases of the moon because it does talk about the Chamorro lunar calendar, and here she illustrated some of our mahi-mahi that come in.
Oh, I like that. Hold that for just a sec. Oh, that's a great shot.
Yeah, and this is our family beach here. So she has us girls out on the kayaks here, so which is really cool.
Jess, nice job.
Yeah, so then our family river, fiesta, all of that. And so she's really done a lot of good work, hard work. This took her about 8 months to do, all of them. So she's been really awesome.
And so this is geared towards children, you said so?
Yeah, so this is geared towards elementary kids in specific. I mean, but of course everybody can read it. It has a lot of, on the right side, or when you hold the book on your left side, it has like the ancient Chamorro part. So it talks about the lunar phases and what's in season when the fish come in, what's in season in farming. And then on the other side, it reflects reflects on what we did during that specific month or time.
Okay,
of
that
the
I
year.
know, and that is distinctly Melissa right there.
Yeah,
because
this
that's
is the
crab.
Peng Lao Festival. Yes,
Yeah.
so this is one of our cousins, Arissa, looking at all the Peng Lao in the bins, getting ready for that Peng Lao catching contest.
I got pinched really, really bad. Like when I went in there, we were doing a live stream. I reached my hand
Yeah,
in, and it was not.
there's
pretty.
like hundreds and hundreds of crabs in there. So it's really
What does it
awesome
mean for you
see.
to actually, to represent your village, your neighborhood, your family, and your friends and everything, and to actually to demonstrate what they mean to you through art?
It's, like I said, it's a really an amazing feeling. I feel like a lot of kids don't grow up this way anymore. So being able to say, hey, we had a river around my Nana and Papa's house, and at the age of 5, 6, 7, our parents let us go roam free in the backyard of Nana and Papa's house and fend for yourself, find your own adventure, play in the grass, go climb a tree, go swim in the river. And so to basically write about the magic of Marisa, everybody says there's a magic of Melissa that you don't get uptown. So to be able to kind of write about it and have Jessica illustrate the beauty of the jungle and the ocean and, the mountains in Melissa. Here we have preschools.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Yeah, and so these are things we really did do growing up all the time together.
Did you collaborate with Jessica directly on this, or
Yeah.
did you just give her the words and say, okay, well, this is what I wrote. I'd like you to give me your interpretation?
No, so we got together, we met, and I said, would you be interested in this? This is what the idea is. And so we kind of went through the text together. And so she did this page by page. So I would give her the text, like you said, and she would interpret it in the way that she would feel. I would just give my ideas, my input of what specifically I would want in the illustration, and she just went and ran with it. And so she just did an amazing job.
That is so cool.
So you have here Kumzu, Husky Coconut, Weaving.
Okay, well, we don't want to give away the whole book because we want people to go out and actually purchase this.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you spent so much of your own time behind this and everything like that. We want you to be rewarded and appreciated the right way. So where can people find this wonderful book?
So this will actually be released on Saturday at our launch down in Molessu at the Marisa Recreational Center, which is just on the pier grounds. But what's cool about this specific area is that it's actually the old school building. So it's an old school building that my Nana actually taught at when she was a teacher herself. So that will be on Saturday at 10 a.m. We're going to have a lot of arts and crafts activities. I'll be reading the book, and then of course I'll be signing, and then you'll be able to purchase it there. Yeah,
okay, and because people are watching this right now, I said again on Facebook, on YouTube, for people that can't make it here and everything, it comes out on Amazon on Friday, so people
comes
can
out
order
on
it
Amazon on Friday, yeah, and then I'm sure that it'll be at the local bookstores too.
Absolutely. So Dolores, congratulations.
Thank you very much for having me.
That is an amazing achievement, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Okay, well, so before we go, what's your next book?
Oh man,
as an artist, you're already looking ahead.
That's a secret. Another Maurizio collaboration for sure.
Okay, well, please come back on the show. I'd love to hear all about it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, we wish you the best.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned. We're back after this.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O display is the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
Nacho Fries Chasing Gold strikes all the right chords. Powerful, gripping, delicious, says The Hollywood Reporter. Critics can't get enough of nacho fries. And if you can't either, get nacho fries at Taco Bell today.
What are you gonna do now? How are you gonna push? How are you gonna live? It all depends on you. You ain't got time to be complaining. You ain't got time to be angry. So if you feeling weak and you in that dark place, you better find the light within yourself, because when it's all said and done, we are all brothers and sisters in battle. I ask you to be strong. Whatever challenge you face, there is no obstacle greater than you. Be productive, be powerful, and from the bottom of my heart, my name is Coach Payne, and I'm asking you to conduct your business. Go!
Summer of Jeep, Compass, Cherokee, Wrangler, Cars Plus in Mighty. Your new adventure starts now. Buy the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the year and get a new Jeep Wrangler Sport for $268 per paycheck. Or get a new Jeep Compass Sport, only $167 per paycheck. Let them hear you coming in the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Buy for $205 per paycheck. And get financing as low as 1.99% on all Jeep models. Come see why you'll be kicking it at Cars Plus in Mighty. Driven by you.
Okay, everybody, we're back, and history is being made on our island community because within the scope of healthcare, clinical trials are something that you probably have heard about for many, many years, but they've never been held on Guam until now. Dr. Samir Ambrali is here, as well as Virginia McMahon, and we are going to talk about truly a monumental moment in Guam history. So thank you both for being with me.
Oh, well, it's good to be here.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, and of course, this is a collaborative partnership between the University of Guam, the University of Hawaii.
Correct.
And FHP.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, okay, so.
And actually with the NCI also.
Oh,
I would say it's a collaboration with NCI since it's all NCI studies.
Oh, okay, so it's very, very legitimate. So, Doctor, I was wondering, like many people here, as I was saying, have heard about the whole clinical trial thing. Some people say they may want to participate, they may want to contribute. So exactly to what degree are we having clinical trials here on the island?
So the clinical trials that we are bringing to Guam, they will be sponsored by the NCI, the National Cancer Institute. And the NCI is a big organization that is responsible for leading cancer research, not only in nationwide but worldwide. So they have a big gamut of clinical trials that they do, ranging from prevention of cancer, screening for cancers, treatments, understanding survivorship, quality of life, and then how cancer care is delivered. So we are privy to that clinical trial portfolio from the NCI. And so what we are trying to do is select the trials that are most applicable to the residents of Guam, and then from there we can see what is more important. Now there will be some treatment trials, there will be some survivorship trials, some screening trials, and we will enroll patients to them as we can, and let patients have the opportunities to get treatments or therapies that are not otherwise available, and also in some instances contribute to science even when they don't have a direct benefit themselves, but they'll be pioneering these studies that they will help other patients down the line in a few years to get better treatments.
Very well. Okay, Virginia, I can't hear right now our Facebook commenters and everything, but I can already tell they're already asking right now. This sounds like a wonderful idea. Obviously, the data that will be generated from these trials and everything like that will improve the system of healthcare overall, but what would be the risk? Or is there one?
There are always risks because the drugs that we're providing are investigational drugs. So they're new drugs, and depending upon how long they've been used, there may be side effects we may not know about. But the majority of the side effects, it's like with anything that you take, there's some risk, some side effects. But the advantage I think, that I always say for being on a clinical trials is that we make sure that patients are aware of every single side effect that's ever been reported, which can be overwhelming. But safety is one of our first issues, is to make sure patients are treated safely with all of these drugs, which is why we collect all that data.
Okay, how are you selecting your sample population for this, and how do people know if they indeed qualify? Like, is it like a completely random sample, or do you have specific cases that you're looking for, and those people will be tapped?
You have to go into a clinical trial. You have to meet certain specific criteria, so Dr. Ambrali can comment on this, but they have a new CRA, Clinical Research Associate, who will be assisting with evaluating patients and making sure that they are eligible for the study.
Yeah, the framework for this is well established already.
Correct.
Proven results.
Yes, and everyone will have a consent form. All of that information is in that consent form.
Well, dovetailing off of that, Doctor, some people might be concerned right now. They were like, as Guamanians, we'd like to take care of our neighbors. If there is a chance where we can help, hospitality is one of our strongest virtues. We want to do what we can, and cancer affects so many of us here on such a deep level. Everybody on Guam has a family member,
right,
a cousin or something like that has been touched by the dreaded disease. But for people that may be thinking, okay, well, the data that is generated, as I said, where does that go, and how secure can I be that if I participate and if I volunteer and everything like that, that the data will be secure?
Yeah. So these clinical trials are have very strong emphasis on privacy and safety. So they can be assured that the data that they are providing us is handled very securely. People who only are involved in research, that's probably going to be 2 or 3 people in my clinic, will be accessing the actual data that's taken from them, and it's entered into a secure database which has multiple layers of security into it, and it is stored at a place in like the NCI, one of the research bases in big academic centers, and only we use de-identified information, meaning if somebody has the information that they cannot trace the patient, that information back to a particular patient, it's just going to be a number for them when they actually go through the data set. So privacy and safety is the first and foremost for our patients.
Outstanding. Okay, and the follow-up question to that is, what if people have participated in like similar clinical trials, perhaps on the mainland, or they've done anything? Can you be a candidate if you've volunteered for this kind of work before?
It depends. It depends upon the study. So, for example, if you're looking at a new drug, and you're looking at side effects, and you've been on a previous study that you may have side effects from, you may not be able to then participate in this new study because there may be conflicting information about what's causing those side effects.
Okay.
So again, it all depends. But if you're going on maybe a quality of life, where you were on a quality of life study and now you're going on to a treatment study, as long as the objectives do not clash, you would be able to go.
And again, the one thing we want to emphasize is this is good for Guam, this is good for science, this is how science marches on, as we always say.
That's
And
all of the treatments, your standard of care that you now have is based on clinical trials.
yeah. Well, we're very happy to have the
Yes.
both of you and your learned abilities to help us get healthier. So thank you both very much.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Thank
and
you.
This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more information that we couldn't fit in this interview, so make sure to check us out on YouTube. You can read all of the information, and we'll see you after this break.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings and I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
Cool, dip, pop, like it's your J-O-B. Cheesy Bites Pizza from Pizza Hut is back, people. Time to go to work on them before they're gone. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Every year since Guam's liberation, we've come together as a community to pay homage to those we lost, to celebrate the boundless courage and resiliency of our people, and to take pride in the legacy of peace and friendship that prevails across our islands. In this milestone year, the 75th anniversary of our liberation, let us join hands to celebrate our diversity as we strive for peace and work together to build a better world.
House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Half day, everybody, and welcome to House to Home. We are playing the back nine today, the second of two parts on making an offer on property. Liz and Gina are here from RE/MAX Diamond Realty Guam, and miraculously, we're wearing the exact same thing we wore last week because we're going to talk about after an offer is made, what happens then?
So let's say your offer is accepted. So what do you need to do to make sure you conform with the terms and conditions of the contract? Now, parts of the contract is, of course, you have to, within so many days, have to go apply for your loan. And hopefully you've done your homework prior to submitting your offer, that you already pre-qualified, you know. So, so you go get your loan,